Great. Thank you very much, Rent, for that overly generous introduction. It calls to me to say a quick hello to you here, but I think Mynydd Islwyn Choir have done that fantastically well this morning. So our thanks to them, and I hope you all enjoyed a male choir if you haven't heard one before. So it falls to me to say a big croeso welcome to my constituency and to Newport, home of Llanwern Steelworks. And it's also great to see Community Union being here in the Celtic Manor, having your conference here. So a big thank you to Roy and the team for having it here today. I was a bit late because I arrived actually early, went down to the ICC, and there was a very pink lanyard, very similar to the Community Union one. So I sat there for 20 minutes in a conference, about to go in to address a conference called Kerfuffle. But luckily I noticed I'd been in the wrong place, so I came here. I'm also, can I say, absolutely delighted that Reg is president of the union. He is, and you will have heard from that speech just then, and his deep roots in this union and here in the steel industry, is a fearless and fantastic champion for steel, both locally and nationally. And he showed that passion in the speech that he just gave, and he showed how much he cares. He is a man, I think it's fair to say, that I love, and some in my office would say, fear at the same time. I say fear because he regularly calls me to give me the benefit of his opinion and point out, let's say, his differences on occasion with government policy, things we might do a little bit better. He's certainly not backward in coming forward, which is why he's so good, and it's why I love working with him so much, and I would call him a strong friend. And he does that alongside his fantastic reps at Llanwern Steelworks, so I enjoy meeting very regularly. And I thank them for all the championing they do of Llanwern, as all the reps in Wales, and while I'm at it, all the reps in the UK. You do an amazing job. Newport East was built on the foundations of the steel industry. There are entire housing estates just down from here that were built to accommodate steel workers and their families. And steel remains one of the biggest employers in our area, employing thousands and providing well-paid, skilled jobs across South Wales. And having been a Member of Parliament for this constituency for the past 21 years, I am very old, I know just how important it is to this community. The story of steel in Newport isn't just about our past, and I'm passionate about this, it's about our future too, which is why I will never stop fighting alongside you for the steel industry, because where Britain builds, British steel should be its foundation. Where Britain prepares for conflict, it should be British-made steel that's being used to defend us. And I cannot tell you how frustrating it has been during those years, those last 14 years, where we've had more than a decade of calling on ever-changing steel ministers in the previous government to put steel jobs at the centre of economic policy, just to have a plan. Now, in just under 2 years, this Labour government has delivered a steel strategy, an industrial plan, and a plan to put steel at the heart of whatever we build in this country. I do hear Roy and Reg when they say there's still more work to do on tariffs and on ensuring a level playing field, but we've begun to draw a line under dumping to protect the industry we have and to support a just transition for steel making in the UK. We're getting to grips with the energy costs, and importantly, this government is listening. And we have the best steel minister that I have ever seen in Chris MacDonald, a man who worked in the industry for over 20 years and genuinely gets it. In Parliament, I chair, as Red said, the Community Union group of more than 80 MPs. It's a very big group who share a passion for ensuring that communities like ours are represented, valued and looked after. We're helping steel, but we're also helping in the new sectors that you represent, which are growing. And I'd like to say a big thank you to all in the political team who support us. While the Labour Party has, shall we say, gone through a few tricky moments in recent years, and at the moment, and I say that as the chair also of the Parliamentary Labour Party, putting workers' rights at the heart of everything we do is something we have never stepped away from and never will. In a world of deep uncertainty, the rise of the out-of-touch right represents a real challenge to working people, I believe. But let's be frank, there's never been a teaching assistant trying to help a class of children whose development was disrupted by the pandemic. They've never driven through the night, making deliveries on the minimum wage. They've never worried about whether new technology or AI could steal their jobs. And then at a time when the world feels more uncertain than ever, the Labour Party is working hand in hand with all our unions and will always focus for standing up for working people. So while others talk openly about rolling back workers' rights, weakening equalities legislation, taking away women's rights and dragging our country backwards, all those things that, as Reg said, our fathers, our grandfathers, our mothers, our nans, our friends, our workmates fought for, and our kids and for our kids and our grandkids, we will continue putting workers' rights right at the heart of everything that we do, because none of these rights were gifted to us. They were hard won by generations of working men and women who went before us, and by trade unions just like Community. And just as they fought for those rights then, we must be prepared to fight for them now. So I'm really proud the government has brought in the new Employment Act into law. It's strengthened those hard-won rights. It's the biggest upgrade to workers' rights in a generation. It will help to bring an end to exploitative zero-hour contracts, end to fire and rehire, and introduce day-one rights at work. It restores strength to the trade unions that the last government took away. But enough from me. You can hear that direct from former community officer, the fantastic Kate Dearden, who is now our most excellent employment minister. You can tell I'm a bit of a fan. Community MPs Nick Dakin and Stephen Kinnock will be here too. Joe Stevens is speaking on Thursday. So please do know there is a team of community MPs in the House of Commons working with the trade unions to make us stronger. So it's been a great pleasure to say a few words today. I hope you have a very productive few days here at the Celtic Manor. And I know you're going off to Cardiff Castle, but I do hope you get to explore a little bit of Newport's nightlife too. Don't believe everything you read on Facebook. There are some fantastic things going on happening here in this city, both in terms of our growing our city centre, our jobs, not least down to our excellent Labour Council, led by Dimitri Bertuni. So if I disappear, I've got to get back to Westminster, but I hope to stay for a little bit longer. And thank you very much for having me.